saying, before my phone decided to die, that I walked across the street, right, for my last live. We got back from the grocery store, which was a good example, and the homeowners across the street had their cars all parked in the parking spots here at the complex. That's for disabled people, right? Okay. And this is why I said the high and mighty, like the high and rich. Some of y'all think you're entitled, because when we got back and I walked up and I knocked on the door, the lady, the homeowner, she said, "Hey, come on in." And I guess she thought I was family, and I wasn't. So I poked my head in the door, right? Just tilted my head in. And I said, "Ma'am, are these cars out here across the street y'all's?" And she literally said, "Yes, ma'am, they're all out back." Well, I knew the older lady because it was my bus driver's wife. They were elderly. She couldn't walk. Okay, she couldn't walk anymore. So this is why I'm saying that the high and mighty are entitled. Because once I walked, she gave me permission. She said, "You can go through the door and go ask them." So I walked through the door, right? I go out there and I stand there and nobody's acknowledging me, right? Like nobody. And they had like 6 tables out there full of people. And I stood there for a good couple minutes and then I said, "Excuse me," loud enough that they could hear me. I said, "Some of y'all are parked across the street taking up the spots for the disabled people and we can't park. Could y'all move y'all's cars, please?" And I turned around and walked out as 3 people got up to come move their cars. And so I walked back through the house. The elderly lady apologized. I said, "It's okay." And I walked back out the front door. Didn't touch anything, didn't go anywhere else in the house, went in, out. And when we got out there, this is coming up to the point of why homeowners are entitled. Because one lady decided to come up behind me, right? She followed me out of the house just to start screaming at me that they're homeowners and they don't have to follow the rules and laws of the disabled people and they can park wherever they want and keep our dogs off their lawn and all this nonsense, right? There's a problem. I don't have a dog. I have 2 cats. But my mom got upset because the lady that came marching out afterwards to yell at me when I wasn't saying anything to her, my mom was like, "We don't own dogs." And she's like, "You just need to be quiet." And I looked at the lady and I said, "You're the one that's illegally parked. You're not supposed to be parked in that spot. It's a government parking spot. It's like this property is government ran." And she was just screaming and hollering. She was cussing at my mom and she was saying that they're homeowners and they're entitled and all this other stuff. I don't care if you're a homeowner. You're not entitled to take away from a disabled person, especially when it's illegally parking and the law gives you permission to parallel park and you just refuse to parallel park because you think that you're entitled because you are a homeowner. So once again, the entitled homeowners, some of y'all think you're over disabled people. You're not over us, just like we aren't over you. And so that's why I'm saying this whole food stamp thing where the entitled high and mighty and the high and rich and the higher class people think that they're just so over to control what we disabled people get because, oh, you just think that we're rich like you and we're not rich like you. And so it's that's where I was trying to say in my last video, my last live before my phone decided to die and I had to plug it in, is that the Democrats are going to sit there and they're going to not vote because they think that everybody's just supposed to be rich. Everybody's supposed to just shit out money. Everybody's supposed to cough up money to be able to spend like they do. Sorry, but I'm fully disabled. I'm deemed disabled. Because of my disabilities, I can't work and I can't do any of that. So I'm not going to shit out any fucking money and I'm not going to cough up any fucking money because I don't have any money. Right now in my bank account, I have $2 motherfucking dollars and in my savings, I have 4. Hello. So, yeah, those people who think that they're entitled to take food stamps away from people who do deserve food stamps, me being one of them, I really do need food stamps to survive because my disability, like I was saying in my last live, my disability, after all my bills are paid, I have jack shit left except like $80. But $80 isn't going to feed a person for a month. Sorry, it's not. So yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that those the higher class people, if some of y'all are higher class, I'm not trying to like be judgmental, but I'm just saying that there are higher class people out there who are Karens, who are judgmental, who do assume shit, who do attack disabled people, who think that they're just over everybody and thinks that they can just do and say whatever the fuck they want. Well, no, you can't. I mean, freedom of speech is a thing. Go right ahead. But you're not above anybody. No one's above the law. No one's above the fucking government. I mean, we the people are supposed to apparently be the ones paying the government to help us and the police to help us. But clearly when you bring that shit up, it always backfires on people. So, you know, it's just one of those things that me being fully disabled and the government wants to take away food stamps, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all for those of us who have WIC and food stamps. It's going to backfire on the Democrats. It's going to backfire on the Republicans. It's going to backfire on Congress because neither one of the three motherfuckers in the House want to fucking do anything. No one's making a move on the damn chessboard because it's basically what they are. They're on a fucking chessboard right now and nobody's moved. Nobody's moved. Congress could have overridden this. They haven't. They literally, clearly don't want to. So, you know, it's just, I pray and hope that all the disabled and elderly people and single mothers out there who do deserve food stamps and WIC, I hope you guys are able to make it through this when it happens, because unless the government reopens and the Democrats get off their high-ass horse over there and fucking their heads out of their asses and vote for the fucking government to be funded, then we're not going to be funded. And shit ain't going to happen. Sure, DHS in all the states have emergency funding money put up, but they're only able to fund so many people. And how do you think they're going to do that? They would have to literally pick and choose who gets the money. And then all those people who don't get the money are going to be upset and pissed, right? Because, oh, they think they deserve the funding. There are people out there that need the money a lot fucking more than some. And that is where I think DHS is going to have a problem. If they go to publicly fund out of that emergency funding money that they have put up, if they go to fund so many people with it, right, that deserve food stamps, those people that don't get it are going to be pissed, and it's going to lead to fucking problems. So then DHS is going to be the fucking monster, and they're going to be the fucking problem when they do that, because they're going to have to pick and fucking choose what families get the money. If the government doesn't reopen and the Democrats don't vote to give us our food stamps. Churches are only able to, the church in my town is only able to fund only 150 boxes of food. That's 150 families. And so it's one of those things of, they're going to be the monster. They're going to be the bad people because, oh, they can only fund 150 families. But what about all those other fucking families that need food, right? And so this whole situation, like I said, it's split down the middle, and people are going to hate each other. People are going to be mad at each other. Friends are going to be mad. Family's going to be mad at each other. There's going to be so many people that are going to be so mad because choices are going to have to be made that people don't want to have to make. It's going to be bad. Thank you. But I just hope those of you who do get food stamps and WIC understand what I'm saying, and just be prepared. Like, DHS told me over the phone that if you receive food stamps, be prepared not to get them. Be prepared to go cheap. Be prepared to spend dollars. Be prepared to, like, have to eat poor man meals, because unless the food stamps come in, that's all we're going to be able to afford. Especially those with SSI like me, and you only make so much, and after all the bills, you don't have much. Yeah, you're going to have to be prepared. I mean, there's a lot of ways to buy cheap food out there. There's ways to make cheap meals. But it is kind of hard to make cheap meals nowadays when shit isn't cheap anymore. A bag of rice isn't $1 anymore. A bag of rice is like $2.50 where I'm at. Milk isn't $2 or $3 anymore. It's $4. It's like $4.59, $4.69. Okay, bread isn't $1 anymore. It's like $3 a loaf. Eggs. Oh my God, fucking eggs. $8 a dozen where I'm at right now. Meats. Guess what? Meats where I'm at in the state of Arkansas. Beef is $23 for one steak. Okay, $23 for a steak that's the size of my hand. Literally. Chicken, you can buy an 8-pack of chicken thighs for $13. Okay. Bacon, $6. Okay. A box of mac and cheese, which at Walmart is $1, but at the store that's in my town, because I can't drive to Walmart, so the store that I go to, the mac and cheese, $2. You want to buy spaghetti dinner, just the noodles and sauce, which used to be like 88 cents for the can of sauce and like $1 for the noodles, is now like $7 to get it. And so, ramen is not cheap anymore either. If you want to buy a bag of ramen, instead of being like 50 cents anymore per little, package, they're $1 a package. People just don't realize that it's not easy to buy cheap anymore. The Democrats who voted for no food stamps don't realize that the cheap food that we used to have back in like the fucking early 2000s, it isn't cheap anymore. Nothing's $1 anymore. Nothing's 88 cents anymore. Nothing is, where milk used to be $1. It ain't $1 anymore. I don't know why Democrats think that we disabled people are just going to be able to walk in there and buy a month's worth of food for $50. Because you fucking can't. $50 worth of food is like, I literally can walk into the Harps that's in my town. I can buy a gallon of milk. I can buy a couple microwave meals. I can buy a loaf of bread, bologna cheese. I think like a sauce, mayonnaise, and what was the other? Like a thing of eggs, and it's going to be $50 fucking dollars. That is only like a week's worth of meals for $50 fucking dollars. But add that on to where a person like me needs to buy a month's worth of food to get by, because I don't make enough money to just go every week and buy food. I have to buy by the month, not by the week or by the day. And literally, I won't be able to do that because, food stamps are being taken away. Because the Democrats think that they just know so much better right now. But if you don't get the whole concept of this video, you can also go to my other live that had ended because my phone had died in the middle of my live. But you can go to my other live and you can watch the rest of the video, because this is the ending of the video, because I didn't get to end my video on my other one. But I do hope that, like I said, I do hope that everybody who is affected by this whole food stamp things, I hope you figure it out. I do. I hope you have someone who can help you. I hope you're able to find some food, do what you need to, because by God, in the fucking state that I live in, if you want to go fucking survive and you want to get food and you want to make it without fucking government funding, To even fish and hunt in this fucking state, you have to have a license for every single bit of it. Private property or not, you still have to have a license. You can't just go fucking out in the wild like you could in the Western days and just shoot a fucking deer for free and to take it home. That's not how it works anymore. You can't just go shoot a rabbit and take it home. Everything has to be tagged. Everything has to be reported. Everything has to be literally done by all eyes and ears of people who need to know what you're doing when you're hunting, fishing, doing whatever. So if food stamps don't come around, it's not like I can just fucking walk out here in the middle of the fucking woods and fucking kill me a deer, which I wish I could. No, it's not that fucking simple. Because I would get arrested if I did. Because that's what they do here. They'll arrest you if you shoot a deer just to survive. I mean, those people out there who want to tell me, well, go survive. Come down here and fish. Come down here and hunt. Oh, come down here and catch some crawfish. You clearly don't understand how difficult it is to do that here. How difficult it is to just walk out here to a creek bed across the fucking road and catch me some crawfish when it's crawfish season. Like, if you were to walk across the street here or in my town and get some fucking crawfish during the summertime, guess what? The cops will pull up and tell you to get off of it because, oh, you're disturbing the peace by being there. It is. It's difficult. I wish it was so much more easier in life than this. But you know what? Our economy's fucking falling. Prices are going up. People can't afford anything. Can barely afford fucking gas. Can't afford to get TV. I have a TV, but I don't have dish or satellite. I can't watch TV like some of y'all. I can't go watch the news every fucking night like y'all. You want to get the app to watch ABC News or Fox News, they want to pay, they want to charge you to watch it. It costs money. It's not free. Nothing's free in this fucking world. Like, period. Hunting isn't free. Fishing isn't free. Crawfish hunting isn't free. Eggs aren't free. Walking down the road isn't fucking free anymore. Using electricity, using your phone, nothing's free. Love isn't free anymore. Like, it's awful. So no, I don't agree with the Democrats taking food stamps. I'm not even a fucking Democrat or a Republican. I'm an independent. And I just don't agree with any of them fuckers doing what they're doing right now when they have the ability to override it and they don't want to. They're choosing not to. So, in my opinion, the king has been cornered on the board. And the queen's just sitting there watching. So, checkmate, bitch. That's what the government needs to do, is go checkmate, Democrats. You don't have a fucking say. We're overriding this. Poof, and fund the government. But no, they don't want to fucking do that. So, they're just going to leave kids and children and families without food. Cool. To the point that the USDA has run out of food. And they're not able to fund anybody in this area. How fun is that? So yeah. It's wonderful. It's just fucking great. It's not great, though. I'm saying that to be a smartass and humor it. It's not great. So yeah. I think I'll avoid Mississippi. You guys get too much rain for my liking. But, I think I'm going to end this live being the ending part from the first video before my phone died, like I said. But yeah. I hope everybody figures it out, those that are disabled and those who need food stamps, and it's just, I know Mississippi's cheaper. I know it is. So, I hope everyone's enjoying their evening, and I do hope everybody, those of us that are supposed to get food stamps and WICs, figure it out. if you get Wiccan food stamps, definitely figure something out to get food because shit ain't cheap anymore up here in Arkansas. So we can't just go buy what some people are capable of buying. You just can't. It's just, you just can't. Like, my best friend was able to buy food tonight with his paycheck. He was able to get dinner for me, and me and him shared food. That's what we did. And you want to know how much hot dogs, crescent rolls, and a bag of chips cost? Down here, $27.31. Just for cheap, fast fucking hot dogs. The crescent rolls, which were cheap. You can consider $3, $4 cheap, I guess. Hot dogs were $6. You know, chips ain't fucking cheap anymore. That shit's fucking out the ass. Just to make one meal, $27. For me and my friend, because my friend was nice enough to buy food because I didn't have food to feed myself. And if it costs $27 a day to buy a fucking meal just for one night for one person or two, well, it's a meal for a person, but it can feed up to two. Let me rephrase that. So $27 a day, times that by 30. Now you tell me how much fucking money that is. And the Democrats expect us to fucking buy food with that. It's awful. Anyways, enjoy y'all's evening or morning, wherever you're at.